Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Double D's podcast, where we touch on all your NFL and football news. We are your hosts, Damian Deshaun and D of D's Corner. We are going to continue our schedule breakdown edition. We just finished our show, and we're going to make sure once we post it to check out our NFC East breakdown. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to
Absolutely.
absolutely to this show as well as D's Corner. Um, bro, we ain't even gonna waste no time because we just did our breakdown of the East. We're gonna go on and get to the meat and potatoes of things, man. This is the meat and potatoes division. It is the North, as they said in Houston, North. It's the North.
AFC North.
It's the North. It's the best division in football, man. Toughest
Yep.
division. Every team is a 500 or more caliber franchise team that you're gonna see on the field a tough out. We ain't even got to waste a lot of time, man. We're gonna get into it. Unless you got something you want to add real quick, brother.
No, man, let's jump into it.
All right,
Let's jump into it.
Baltimore, not Baltimore,
BMO.
Baltimore, BMO, Baltimore. This is a team that if you want, a lot of teams use the phrase all in. They all in.
They
I
all
think
in.
they pretty much threw all their chips in. They keep smelling blood in the water and keep coming up short. This is a make it or break, which we've discussed in past shows. A make or break. It was not necessarily a career defining, but this is a legacy. This pretty much cements Lamar's legacy,
He got to
and
do it.
no questions. You know,
He's got
we
to
got
do it this
we
year.
got MVPs. He has accolades, but if you don't want it to ever be any kind of question to you, you can shut everybody up here this season
Yep.
by getting it done. And we're not going to waste a lot of time. We're going to go right into the first game of the season because it is it's the show.
Barn burner.
Thursday night at
Thursday.
Baltimore at Casey Mo. Basically,
Yeah.
you get it's crabs versus ribs. You know, it's seafood boil versus it's crab cakes versus
Barbecue.
your barbecue. Exactly. You getting all of it. It's pretty much the bee's knees, as the old folks, the old heads, past generations would say. This is a breakdown that I don't really know where to go with this right now.
Mhm.
I don't know how to pick a dub. You know, we can easily pick a dub or an L, but we're gonna deep dive because we saw what Baltimore is capable of in this game, but then we turn around and see the opposite when it came to playoff time, what can happen.
Mhm.
So are they getting playoff mode Kansas City, or are they getting early season Kansas City?
Right. Right.
You know, because early season Kansas City could look a little shaky, at times, but then when they get it together and Mahomes go into God mode basically,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then it is what it is.
Hollywood
Um,
Brown. Hollywood
Hollywood
Brown used to
Brown,
play for the Ravens.
yeah, Hollywood Brown. You got Worthy.
Worthy.
Yeah, you still got Kelsey. You got Pacheco. You still got a young defense. Uh, but
Baltimore
talking
and
about
Baltimore's defensive coordinator and a couple of their defensive coaching staff is gone.
yeah, yeah,
So
it's going to be some adjustments early on for them in that manner.
they
So
better
in
hope
this,
they're getting early on, Chiefs.
yeah, because if they get hungry Chiefs and ready to just go ahead and get it hit the ground running, then I could see this as an L. But actually, the way I'm going to pick this game right now, I'm going to give Baltimore the early dub just because of the history. You want to get the Chiefs early so you can
Yeah.
set your roster up. I mean, your schedule up and your standings to get home field. Because late season Chiefs is who I don't want to face. Early season Chiefs, I can get with it.
I seen Patrick Mahomes. Excuse me. I seen Patrick Mahomes give an interview and he said something about them 3-peat. I think they're coming in from jump locked in. I think they're
You
going to be
think so?
locked in from the very jump because you got the Rasheed Rice thing hanging over you. So I think
Yeah.
Patrick is going to come in. He's going to try to get to work with them receivers, get Hollywood and Xavier Worthy caught up to speed fast.
Mhm.
I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
Just because Baltimore, I think Lamar's gonna put on a show. I think their offense is gonna put on a show. I just think
hmm
it's gonna be an adjustment period for their defense
hmm
going up against Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and what they're able to do. It's just gonna be a lot.
hmm Okay.
And their defensive coordinator is 31.
I
He's
got you.
31 years old. So
Okay. Well, we could transition to the next game. I give them a dub here.
I give a
Baltimore
dub with
at home
Raiders.
against the Raiders. Yeah. Raiders a team in transition. There's no need to really dig deep dive on that particular game. This one here, once again, is when we talked about the NFC East. I got Baltimore beating Dallas at Dallas, even though I think it'd be a closer game, and I think you said it would be a blowout. I
I think
gave
it'll be a
Dallas the
blowout.
edge. I thought it would be closer because Dallas plays tough at home. So,
Now let me tell you why I think it's gonna be a blowout.
hmm
The one team Derrick Henry said that he wanted to play for, and they didn't even call him, was the Dallas Cowboys. He said he's got a home in Dallas and everything. Playing on that turf, Dallas isn't going to be able to really stop the run.
hmm
You got to worry about Lamar. You got to worry about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's going to run pissed off. Micah, I want to see Derrick Henry and Micah one on one. I want, and you got to think them corners that we like to talk about. We know what Derrick Henry does when he gets out in space.
hmm
He's gonna toss one of them. But
yeah,
I think this is gonna be a game where Lamar makes the plays that he has to make, but I think they're gonna feed Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry is gonna be out for blood in this game.
yeah, I can see that. I mean, we both have them losing. I just said
Yeah,
Dallas can
yeah, yeah,
stay
yeah,
in the game. I said
yeah.
Dallas can stay in the game because they're at home. I don't see it as a blowout. But moving on to Buffalo, team in transition, I still give Baltimore because of the transition with
Yeah,
Buffalo's weapons. I give Buffalo. I mean, what's the name? Baltimore the dub here.
I
So
do
right
too.
now we're looking at a team that is at the least 3-1.
3-1.
At Cincinnati. Here we go. Divisional breakdown game, their first divisional game of the season at Cincy. Would they be now? My question is, will Baltimore be riding high at this point? Because they could be anywhere from undefeated to 3-1 right now.
Right.
Uh, so are we looking at probably one of those surprise first dub kind of situation? I mean, first L kind of situations or second L kind of situations, depending on how we pick the Kansas City game. Could they get got here because it's at Cincinnati? We still don't know Cincinnati's situation because Higgins hasn't signed. Higgins hasn't signed that franchise yet, right? So we don't know what's
Nope.
going on there. Jamar Chase is there. But you got Burrow coming back from injury. They added pieces. You do change out your running game. Um, I'm thinking because of the home crowd and the situation of the divisional opponent and knowing it's going to be a tough game, I think Cincinnati could get it because they're at home and they're gonna be playing a little bit on fire.
I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking the same
Yeah,
way you are. Especially
yeah,
just because it's the home game, I think it'll be a close game.
yeah. I think it'd be close. Um, so we don't have to dig too deep. But Washington, that's a dub.
I think they got a dub.
Yeah, that's a dub. Um, Certain games, I guess we can just go in depth on. Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay.
I,
Uh,
I
I
got
think,
I got a dub. Lamar's going home.
yeah, I got it
Lamar's
as a
going home.
dub. I think it's going to be interesting because I think Tampa Bay able to keep it competitive. I don't think it's going to be no blowout or no 10,
Derrick
15
Henry's
point.
from Florida too, ain't he?
Yeah, he's from Yulee. He played at Yulee, which
Both of
is
them from Florida, ain't it?
yeah, it's you
So they
it's there it's around Jacksonville. I think it's around the Jacksonville area.
so but
Derek,
they
I think it's
both
from the Jacksonville.
going home. They're gonna
Yeah,
want to put on a
Lamar's
show.
from yeah, Lamar's from South Florida, I believe.
South Florida.
Like yeah, like Broward. Yeah. Then they got Tampa at Tampa. That we got them both beating Tampa, just close
Hmm.
at Cleveland. So you
I
just
got them
come go.
split.
Yeah, I got them split. I think they lose this one to Cleveland, so they
Me too.
possibly lose on the road to Cincy and on the road to Cleveland.
Yep.
Uh, because just I don't know what it is. I like Cleveland's. Once we get into them, we can get a little bit more deep. But
Yeah.
there's some things I like about Cleveland. Denver,
They're
W.
gonna beat Denver.
They're gonna beat the brakes off Denver. I mean, yeah, they're gonna beat the brakes. They're gonna have Peyton to be thinking some things. Um,
Mhm.
Cincinnati at home, they get this dub here because I look at it as a split with both the Ohio teams in the
Yeah,
division. I
me too.
split with them. Yeah.
And they got
At
10 days off.
Yeah, 10 days off. Then you get Sunday, 1 p.m. at Pittsburgh. Nasty slot, as Weston used to call it, slobber knocker. Nasty
Slobber
physical game.
knockers.
Yeah, slobber knocker. Hated rival too. I mean, you
Mhm.
already playing two divisional rivals, but the Pittsburgh Baltimore dynamic is different. This is different, and it's the first game on the road at Pittsburgh. I don't want to throw all these games and say they all gonna be splits, but this is the kind of division that we're looking at. That all these teams could split, and it comes down to who they played out of their division.
Right,
To determine who makes the playoffs,
right.
because all these could be split games. But at Pittsburgh, I got them winning this game, the first game.
I I do
I
too.
got them winning
I
this game.
getting a 10-day break,
Yeah,
opportunity to come in and reset.
yeah.
You're going against Russell Wilson or Justin Fields.
hmm
I think they'll win that one too.
Yeah, I got them
We got the
winning this
hardball bowl.
Hardball Bowl. Sorry, big bro. You about Yeah, I'm sorry, big bro, but Baltimore about to get this dub real quick.
Yeah,
You got to get
LA's
this.
LA's a year or two away.
Yeah, but I can see the Chargers turning around and becoming some kind of a physical mindset team like
Oh,
Baltimore.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. That's what I see them going as. But they got Philly,
At Philly.
Baltimore no, they're at home against Philly.
Oh, it's at home. Yeah,
Yeah, they're at home against Philly. I'm trying to remember when we picked Philly. Did we? I don't. We just did it.
I think I gave it to Baltimore.
You gave it. Yeah, I think I picked
I
Baltimore
think I gave
too.
it to Baltimore.
Yeah, I gave it to Baltimore because it's at home, uh,
Hmm.
and just the physicality of that game and how it's gonna set up. Yeah, I gave them that game. They get a bye week 14. They get a late bye week too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a late bye week. Golly, so you got to start looking at them being able to keep themselves healthy, especially when
healthy.
you look at someone like Henry, and then you
Hmm.
start getting into Lamar getting dinged up. So, that's the only thing that I can see other than the Kansas City Chiefs stopping this train
Right.
is injuries. You know,
Injuries.
yeah, yeah, because I mean, I don't see too many L's on on their schedule, other than the
They're
toss
gonna
ups in the division.
right. They're gonna beat the Giants.
Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna I think I said them losing to Pittsburgh. I think they beat Pittsburgh here.
I'm about to say I
Um,
think
they lose.
Pittsburgh is that one team I think, and I don't want it because it's still gonna be a physical game. I just think they'll
hmm
sweep Pittsburgh. I
You
think they'll
think they're gonna
sweep
sweep
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them.
Now
I didn't want to throw out the split, but go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, cut y'all.
I was getting ready to go on to the next game. So if you still
Go
got
ahead.
something on
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
that's where I was going. I was going
Now
to the next game.
going into Houston, I think I
Yeah.
got Houston, man.
Yeah. I
I
got
think I got
Houston here
Houston. Got
because we're
Houston.
looking at look at the week. Look at the week. Just like we
Yep, week
discussed, they may
17.
not be playing. Yeah, they may not be playing for nothing more than just resting starters, getting healthy, getting ready for the playoffs. But you may have a situation where both these teams are doing that.
You're right. Right.
You got a situation where both these teams are doing that. So it may mean something in the sense of getting a home game in the
Yep.
playoffs.
Yep.
So that you could see that in whatever the franchise, whichever franchise decides to say, okay, we want to be at home. We want another home game or we want home field advantage. You never know,
Right.
in that situation, it's kind of to be determined basically, depending on where these two teams are in the playoff race. Because I have both of them as playoff teams. But if one team or the other or both have a chance to get home field, do they want it? Because if they
Right.
want it, you may see them playing this game and it be meaningful. So this is a game that could be meaningful, just like the next one, Week 18, Cleveland. It could be meaningful.
Yeah. So, but we got them what 11 wins.
Yeah, I got Baltimore at
11
11.
wins.
11 wins. I got them at 11 wins easy. That's and to be honest, that's the floor.
Yep.
That's the floor.
Yep.
That's the floor for them. All right, so we moving on. We transition. It's Cincy. So we done left the crab cakes, and we're going to get us some chili. Some of that
Chili.
Cincinnati chili. Um Skyline chili. Let me make sure I put
Skyline
it up
chili.
there.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
about to
that
say. I was thinking
skyline.
of it too.
Yeah,
I
that
was thinking of
skyline
it too. The
chili.
Skyline
Make
chili.
sure you get that skyline with the cheese and the onions on top. The Queen City. They start off the season, and I give them a dub, man. It's New England.
Yep.
So that's one dub there. Then they add Kansas City. I got an L there.
I do
You
too.
got
I,
you got it.
I got an L there too. I think they're gonna have I think there are gonna be some continuity issues. If T Higgins isn't signed, you got Trey Hendricks threatening to retire.
Mhm.
Both players have already requested trades. Um, I definitely think I think and the thing is I think Kansas City is legit gonna be on a mission this year. And
Mhm.
Kansas City's gonna have an opportunity to come out early because they play a lot of the top echelon AFC teams this year, or the teams that are,
Mhm.
especially people think that can dethrone them. And if they come
Mhm.
out and take those heavy hitters on early and take them out early, it's gonna be a scary season out west. But I think
Yeah.
they lose to Kansas City.
Yeah. Um, Trying to remember our discussion about Washington
I got
When we
Cincinnati
broke down
winning.
Washington. I got Cincinnati. I think I had Cincinnati
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
they'll beat
I got
Carolina
they'll beat Carolina. So we're looking everywhere. Anything from them right now sitting at least what 4-1? No, 3-1.
3-1,
Three
four and
and
one,
one. Yeah, 3-1 for
heading to
3-1. Yeah,
Baltimore.
because Baltimore. And I picked because they got Baltimore home. So that I got them beating Baltimore
Them
here.
winning. Yep.
Yep. I got them beating Baltimore here. Then they go to New York. That's a
Yep.
win.
New York
Yep. So they looking like a playoff
six
team
and
right
one.
now. Yeah,
They're
they're sitting
six
at
and
six
one.
and one at the minimum. Yeah, 6-1 at the minimum. Then they go to Cleveland Sunday night. I mean Sunday 1 p.m. at Cleveland. I think they get a L right here. This is where I get it. They get
Yeah,
an L.
me too.
They get an L. So they're sitting there at 6-2.
6-2.
Philly, they get Philly at home.
At week 8, they should be week 8. Philly should be firing.
Yeah, I got
They
Philly.
should be firing. I'll take Philly.
Yeah, 6-3 right now. They go 7-3 right here.
Yeah, they'll beat Vegas.
Yep, 7-3. Now
And
they're
if they
at
lose to
they
Baltimore,
yeah, they lose to Baltimore. That's that split because we didn't have them split, and so they lose to Baltimore. So they set what they 7-4 now.
7-4,
Ooh, the Chargers
8-4.
8-4. You got them 8-4. Then they get a bye
Out,
week.
like I said, they're gonna be. It's gonna be a while for the Chargers to get going. I think.
Yeah, yeah. They get a bye week, and then they're at home against Pittsburgh,
I can see them splitting with Pittsburgh.
splitting. So I
So
think
I'll
they
give them
get
that
them at
one.
home. So 9-4 right now at Dallas. Woo! Now I
Monday
remember. I think
night.
the last time they went to Dallas, Dallas put it on them, but that was like 2, 3. I think 2 years ago. They Dallas. I think Dallas blitzed them the last time they played them, but that's a different team.
I got
Uh,
Cincinnati.
since you had Cincinnati, I got it as a coin toss at Dallas. Dallas tough at home. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if I had picked Dallas in this game. I should have wrote them down.
Yeah, I know,
I should
but
have
we
wrote them
didn't
down so
know.
I
We
could be.
didn't know.
Yeah, because we forgetting that they intermingled in their
Yeah.
what's the name?
Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't want to go back one show pick down and turn around this show pick.
Right.
No, because it's like people gonna be like, what? I do have it as a coin toss, and I don't know if I had Dallas win this game because we know Dallas possibly could win no more than 6 games.
Right.
Uh, I got them winning this game
They'll beat Tennessee.
close. They'll beat Tennessee. So we're looking at 10, 11 wins right there, right? Already.
Hmm.
So basically, what we're looking at here is a team that it could win 12. We're picking Cincy to win 12 games. at the minimum. Because if you look at the rest of this roster, if they beat Dallas, beat Tennessee, they're pretty much in the playoffs with just Cleveland. You know they most likely going to beat Denver or they're resting. And then
Yep.
at Pittsburgh they could take that L and still be 12 wins, 11, 12 wins. So we
I got
putting
him.
them
I
in.
got him around 10 to 12,
Ooh,
especially if Burrow stays healthy.
yeah. If he stays healthy, this is a team that can win 12 wins. Now, the ifs, we won't linger on them, but the ifs is always the contract situation and health of
The
Burrow.
continuity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the continuity and the contract situation with Higgins.
Yeah.
Does the locker room, the continuity, all of that stuff come together? Oh man, this is interesting because you're looking at the division, and we already gave this team as many wins as we gave the team that we believe will be the best team in the division, in opinion, Baltimore. And with
Right.
Cincinnati sitting here because of schedule, though, I get it. Cleveland. Now, this is a team that we both have looked at with a positive mindset. Their strength of schedule is number one based off of NFL Network or NFL.com. The number one schedule in the league is the Cleveland Browns. And you look at their schedule and you start to break things down here. They open up with Dallas, which we said they get this dub. They beat Dallas the first game. You got Dallas?
No, I got I got
I
Cleveland.
mean, you got Cleveland. That's what I meant to say. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Cleveland. My
I
fault.
got Cleveland.
Okay. At Jacksonville,
I give that a toss up.
you
I
give it
feel
a
like
toss up.
Cleveland will win it,
Hmm.
but I think it'll be close.
Yeah. It really depends on once again Deshaun Watson, the situation
Yep.
there, and if what they're going to get out of them. You know what they're going to do? They're going to run the football and play defense. It's just what are we going to be able to get that money out of you? The money's worth the
Right.
money that we spent. Are we going to be able to get it out of you? That's the difference between Cleveland and their season. Giants, I got them as a dub.
Yep.
That's a dub. At the Raiders, dub.
Dub.
Yeah. So right now they're looking at undefeated or at least one loss between the Jacksonville game. Because I'm looking at the Washington,
I think that's
uh,
dub.
the at Philly. I think they catch an L there. I think
I
that's what
think
we
I
had.
th- yeah, I think that's what I had. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think we
had
had
too.
them catching an L at Philly.
No,
Since did we pick?
I'm
Did
trying
we
to
pick?
remember. I think I picked Cleveland. I think
You
I
picked
picked
Cleveland?
Cleveland. I
Okay,
think I
you
picked
did pick
Cleveland.
Cleveland to pick Philly. Okay, man, we'll figure it out. Forgive us if we sound like we contradicting ourselves. We didn't take the notes. We got the reasons because it's all of them are coin tosses. So it's very
Yeah,
easy to sit here and say, okay, they could win this game or why they could lose this game. Cincinnati, I think we had
I
Cincinnati.
got them splitting with Cincinnati.
Yeah, split. So either way, it's a split.
Yeah,
I think it was a split either way. Then
and I think it's a
Baltimore
split.
split with Baltimore. Yeah. Chargers, they beat the Chargers.
I think they'll beat the Chargers. Then they got a
They
bye
get
week.
bye week. Then they got at New Orleans. Ugh.
They'll beat them.
Yeah, they beat them. Pittsburgh. I think the Pittsburgh series will be a split too.
I do too. I do too. Pittsburgh and Cleveland always manage to have physical games,
Yeah,
and I think they'll beat Denver.
yeah, they'll beat Denver, and then like we said, they'll split. They got these. They'll split between the Pittsburgh game, Kansas City at home. They lose because Kansas City should be cooking by this time. Playoff mode is on, and as you stated, they coming in already hitting the floor. So unless they resting people,
No,
unless
I think
Kansas,
Kansas City will get them. I think
yeah,
Kansas City will get them.
okay. Cincinnati, we said it was a
We already
split,
have a
right?
split,
Yeah.
and
My Go ahead.
I think they beat Miami.
You think they beat Miami? Yeah, they got them at home. I think they can get
And it's a
Miami.
home game too. Be
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. And then remember
We
the
already have them
discussion we
split.
had. Yeah, the discussion we had about Miami is finesse versus physicality.
Yep.
And Cleveland, I think, will just be too physical for Miami at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the knockdown, drag out closer against Baltimore. And Cleveland might need this game to be in contention because if we already got Baltimore with double digit wins and we got Cincinnati with double digit wins, Cleveland may need this win. You could see 3 teams in this division with double
in the
digit wins,
playoffs.
and yeah,
Yep.
in the playoffs. Yeah,
It was 3 teams last year in the playoffs.
yeah, yeah,
Pittsburgh was a playoff team last year.
yeah. Exactly. That's the point. Yeah,
So
this
now
is
we
this.
so now we're going to Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, yep. We get ready to go to Pittsburgh. Transitioning right now. Their marquee games: Cowboys, Jets, and the Chiefs. This division is just sick.
Wait
If
till you
you want,
start seeing the end of this schedule.
I mean, if you just want to put it in a comparison with college, the SEC of the NFL
Of the
division.
NFL. Yep.
Yeah, when you talk about gauntlet, this is a SEC Big Ten kind of situation here. Every week is a game. Every week in that division is a game. All right, we go into week one. They're at the Falcons, right?
Yep.
I got them getting the dub there.
Me too.
Pittsburgh's going to start out good because you got Atlanta, Denver. I got a dub.
Yep.
Chargers. I got a dub.
Yep.
So they're sitting at 3-0. Do you throw a coin toss here at Indianapolis, or do you give them the dub?
I want to say it's a coin toss, and it might be me being a homer. We beat them last year
Mm-hmm.
when we played them, so maybe it's their turn to beat us.
Okay.
So
Then they
I
get
really think that'll be a coin toss, and we're playing at Indy.
yeah,
Depending on if Anthony Richardson is healthy. So
yeah.
in a perfect
Wow.
world where everything's healthy, I mean Pittsburgh still is going to have a tough defense, but I don't know that offensively. I don't think Russ is going to be
Mm-hmm.
enough. Indy has a good defensive front. They can stop the run. They get after the quarterback. They got young secondary, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll give it to them. We'll give Pittsburgh that.
You get Pittsburgh that dub. Okay. Then they,
I'll
they
give it to
follow
them.
that up Sunday, Dallas. They get Dallas at home. I think we had them winning that game when we broke down Dallas. Wow. Then the Raiders at the Raiders. I think they get tripped up here.
You
They
think
might could
so?
get tripped. They could get
You
tripped
think
up in
so?
this game. Yeah, I think they get tripped up. Reason why I say it is okay. The following week? It's a Sunday night game against the Jets at
The
home too.
Jets,
Yeah,
and it's at Vegas, so they do have to travel.
at Vegas, coming off of the run of, because you look at their schedule right now on paper, it looks like okay, they got a couple of their schedule starts so easy.
Yeah,
It starts kind of easy, but then it's gonna start getting harder. That's why I was like, okay, you got the Raiders. I got them getting tripped up. We're going to New York, and they're gonna stay in New York for the next 2 weeks. So this is where it could get tricky for Pittsburgh
yep.
because you're in New York to play the Jets, and then you're right there again with the Giants. You're
And I
staying in
believe
New
they'll
York
lose
a
to the
whole week.
Jets.
Yeah,
I
they're
believe
gonna
they'll
lose
lose
to
to
the
the Jets,
Jets. They're gonna lose to the Jets. They'll beat the Giants, and then
and
they'll
then they
come
got a
home to
bye.
a bye week. On the road at Washington.
They'll beat Washington. Because boy, look at the next few games.
Yeah, this is why I got it. The way we picked it, now it sets up and makes sense. Yeah, because now you're looking at the end of this schedule, and you already had Baltimore sweeping them,
Yep.
right? It was Baltimore, so that's Baltimore they're losing to. Cleveland, did we have them as a split? Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
did have them as a split as Cleveland and a split with Cincinnati. So
Yeah.
they can either lose at Cleveland, they're going to lose at Cincinnati, then they'll turn around and beat Cleveland. But then you got this interesting game right here. Once again, it comes down to late season, trying to get in the playoffs at Philly.
I
They
have
got to
losing.
have this game. Yeah. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
murderer's row. Holy
Yeah.
oh shit! I just scrolled down. Oh
I
no.
told you. I
Oh
told you,
no.
bro.
You know what? I'm
I
gonna tell you
told you.
this. I trust Tomlin, but where they're at with their quarterback situation, still trying to find themselves, I can't go against what I'm seeing right now.
Me
You
neither.
got
Me neither.
they in after that bye week. Washington is the last game where they got a guaranteed, most likely high level dub. That's it.
All
Baltimore,
all of your
Cleveland,
division games,
all of your
all of your
division, plus
division games
plus
are at the
Philly and
end of the season.
yeah, plus Philly and Kansas. They didn't do them no favors. The NFL did no favors to Pittsburgh.
Mm-mm.
You know what?
Tomlin,
I'm gonna tell you
Tomlin
this.
hasn't had a losing record. Watch this.
Watch this. Exactly. Hold my beer. But I'll
Yeah,
tell you this: if they get in the playoffs off of this schedule, he's
they're
coach
gonna
of
be
the year.
dangerous. Oh,
He's
absolutely. He
coach of
better
the
be.
year. He
He
better
better
be
be.
coach of the year because that means he's got to split with Philly, Baltimore. He's got to split with Baltimore. He's got to at least beat Philly or Kansas City. He can't lose both those
Yep.
games. He's got to beat one of those opponents. I think they got a better chance of beating Philly
I
than
think they
than
got
in
a
the
better.
situation
I think they have a better chance beating Kansas City because I think by week 17, Kansas City is going to be rested players.
resting. Possibility. I could see it.
And that game's on Netflix.
Yeah. And then we had Cincinnati beating them, didn't we? At
Yep.
the end. So, but we said
Hmm.
split. We said split.
Yeah.
So I could see where they beat Cincinnati here because if we got Cincinnati at 12 games, Cincinnati could be resting also. So this could be how Pittsburgh makes it very interesting in the playoff race between them
Yeah.
and Cincinnati. Yeah.
I got them between 8 and
Or
10
Cleveland.
wins.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 wins.
I got them
They could be
between
one
8
of
and
them
10 wins.
10 wins and don't make the playoffs.
And don't make the
Again.
playoffs. They could be
Again.
10 win and don't make the freaking playoffs.
This is
I told you, bro.
crazy.
I told
I
you.
see they set them up with a layup to start the season. So if Pittsburgh really wants to make the playoffs, they got to knock it out of the park the first 8 games.
And then
The
and
first eight
then
games.
what a lot of people are thinking is Russell Wilson is going to start the season, and then
And
after the bye, you're
Fields.
going to transition to Justin Fields. Justin Fields is, if that's the case, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
That's what you want to put him against?
That's crazy.
That would I don't
That would be
that's crazy.
crazy. That would
That's
be
crazy, man.
crazy.
That's crazy.
But
But
this
man,
is to me is the toughest division, and all of them have a pretty difficult roster. I mean, schedule in my opinion.
yeah. I mean they're basically playing the AFC West and the NFC East in the
Yeah,
most part. That's what you see. I mean, so basically, it's like the East, the NFC East, as we discussed, has to play the gauntlet because they have all of these AFC North franchises on their schedule this year. So if you're in the AFC North, not only you have this tough division that you're in, but then you look at, like we said, we look at Pittsburgh's schedule. They didn't do them no favors by throwing Kansas City and Philly on that schedule. The
not
only
at all.
favors and then you threw the Jets on there just for what to throw a little cherry on there. You
For
know,
kicks
you
and
give them,
giggles.
yeah, for shits and giggles, you give them Denver. You give them Denver and the Chargers, of course, through the West. LA, they're gonna have to win week 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 8. If they can be undefeated in the bye, if they can find themselves in the undefeated, they could. I don't know how that's gonna work, but you get a bye and you come into the Washington game. That's the only way I see them making the playoffs is they have to go no less than lose one game in the first 8
It's gonna be
because
tough, man.
because you're gonna at the minimum split the rest of the season. You're gonna split
Yep.
games back and forth. I don't see them going and winning and sweeping Cleveland, sweeping Cincinnati, sweeping Baltimore. It's not gonna happen. And then I just don't see it. So out of those teams we went down between Cleveland, because I got Baltimore going in. We got Cincinnati with a winning record. I got Baltimore going to the playoffs.
Me too.
Yeah, for Pittsburgh to make the playoffs, they got to whoop ass in the first 8 games. Whoop ass and then hope to break even after the
But
bye week.
and that the thing is, even it doesn't. And here's why I said I don't think Pittsburgh would make it because even if they split with everyone in their division, all your
Mhm.
division games are late.
Yeah.
You can't get to the playoffs unless you win your division. And if you
Yep.
split your division, there's no
You're not
guarantee that
gonna
you're going to
make
win.
it.
And
Yeah.
they're not going to be a playoff team. If
So
if they are a playoff team, they have to finish first or second in
division.
their division. And I like you said, Mike Tomlin will definitely be coach of the year if that's the case.
Yeah, that means he has to get a sweep of one of his divisional
Yep.
rivals. So it means he's gonna have to sweep one of them. And I don't necessarily like the odds of him getting a sweep.
There's
I can see a
there's
I
no
can see
easy
a
pickings.
possible. No, there's no easy pickings. I can't sit here and say I mean, we could say on paper, I could say maybe Cincinnati is where he possibly could get one, but then again, I don't know. I really
And the
don't
thing is,
know.
look where you're playing them. You're playing them so late that they should all be in their groove by then.
Yeah,
Outside of injury, they
outside
should
of
be in their
injury.
groove by then.
Yeah. So we'll throw that disclaimer out there, man.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, this is based off of
Yeah,
everything being ideal for each team. But you
yeah,
got to think Nick Chubb be coming back from injury, but Cleveland can run the ball.
yeah. They can run the ball.
Baltimore's going to run the ball.
Yeah,
Cincinnati's going to run the ball.
yeah,
Cincinnati got three of the biggest offensive linemen in football.
yeah. Kansas City's gonna be physical.
Kansas City's
They
going to be
yeah, they're
physical.
one of those. Yeah, they're one of those physical and finesse teams.
Philly's
Philly.
going to be physical.
Yeah, Philly's gonna be fit. I mean, this is yeah, jeez. I mean, but before we close out, man, after week 10, this is pretty much an SEC Big Ten schedule to close out. I mean, there is no game
It's
that
playoffs.
yes,
After
playoff
their
is
bye
playoff.
week, it's playoff season for them.
It's playoff season. And he's
Yep.
gonna Tomlin's gonna have to earn his chips here, man. He's gonna have to sweep one of his divisional rivals to even get themselves in the playoff discussion.
Yep.
If he can get one between Philly and Kansas City, win one of those games, and he's gonna have to either sweep Cincinnati, Cleveland, or Baltimore. And I don't see it.
Yep.
I don't see it. At the most, I see splits all the way through. I think they can beat those teams. I just don't think they can beat both games.
Right.
Yeah. But man, we kept this episode. Unless you want to touch up on something else, man, we kept this one a little shorter. We was able to transition a
No,
little bit more. We're going to
no, I'm
close
good.
out. You good? Or you want to keep going? Or we good?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. I knew it was going. I knew the NFC East was going to be long. I knew that was going to be long. That's why I wanted to do it. So
yeah. But we like to thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate everything. A little bit off script with certain things today, but we wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. Really appreciate everyone. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you tune into D's Corner. Continue to watch us grow. We're moving in directions. No nonsense. And I got something else I'm in the talks with about something FSU related. Just waiting to see. I may be a co-host with another show. Just have to wait and see how it goes. I'll talk to you about that offline, bro.
all right.
But we really appreciate everyone for tuning in. We like to thank everyone, and y'all have a great day. Peace out.
All right. Paul.